Elven King, from Italy. Tell me
Yep.
how the music scene is in Italy.
Well, let's say it's it's a difficult question, you know.
Huh?
Obviously, it's not the more flowering, probably the best one around, but still there are a lot of great bands
Uh-huh.
trying to survive, trying to get their name on.
Right.
And there are a couple of bands that now are going very, very, very strong, like Windrose or Flesh God Apocalypse, for example, that are bringing the flag high, let's say.
Cool, cool, cool. Um, Let me just get back to a little bit of your history. To Oak Woods Bestowed. That was 25 years ago,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A
right?
lot of time
25
ago.
years ago. Can you just imagine, in the beginning of your career there,
No,
where you'd be at this point?
absolutely not. We were talking about the Italian scene, and at the time it was 1997 when I founded the band, basically, and at the time the Italian scene was basically not existing at all, or at least the few bands that were part of the metal scene there did not have the possibility to go outside the Italian borders, let's say. And it was exactly 1997 when the first big hits album came out, like Return from Heaven Denied by Labyrinth or Rhapsody was founded. Yeah, we're coming out with a first album, and so it was clear that there was possibility also for the Italian bands, and it was something new, you know. And by the way, when we did our first demo to Oak Woods Bestowed, it was 2000 when it was released. We didn't expect it, nothing. The only goal was to release an album somehow, and that was the only thing that we wanted to do at the time.
Cool, cool. Uh, in your area, is there any record stores?
Now, nowadays, you mean, or at the
Yeah,
time?
now, right now,
No, no, at all.
in
I
the
don't think they
Midwest.
don't exist anymore anywhere. Yeah, maybe there are a few. One is just closed last month. It was the one and only good metal shop with vinyls and stuff, and it closed just 1 month ago, and I think it was the last one. So
Wow.
basically, there is nothing left. So we just gonna need to go with Amazon. That's the only way.
Now, is this a new album? Well, congratulations on the new album,
Thank you very
Reader of
much.
Moons Luna, which is a trilogy, and that'll be out on Reaper Entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And that comes
Yeah,
out
exactly.
next month.
Yes, exactly.
Cool, cool. Will there be vinyl also?
Yes, yes, obviously there will be a vinyl and also a special box set with a vinyl or with a vinyl and CD or with the CDs.
Uh-huh.
We believe that, as you know, it seems like, just 3, 4 years ago, it seems that sales for the physical products were going to die or to be close to zero, something like that, and that probably any physical product will be, completely eaten by Spotify and stuff.
Mhm.
But from what I knew, it seems like the vinyl was a great thing because it kept the sales a little bit on the physical product, but from what I have been told, also the city sales are now. It seems they are growing again a little bit, not too much, but it seems like there is still a good interest for the physical product compared to some years ago. So obviously, vinyls was something very good for bands like us that are where the fans are really interested in the product, in checking the cover artwork and seeing the lyrics, and so in general in metal music, I would say. But maybe also CDs still have some chances.
The only thing that sucks in the United States now, the cars don't have a CD player no more. So,
Yeah, that was the same problem with me when I bought the last car. I needed to wait a month to have a CD player in the car.
yeah,
I ordered it specifically because there was no CD, no
yeah.
model available, and I have like 1,000 CDs at home, and I say, okay, what I
Wow.
need, what I need to do with them?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I need
definitely.
to have a CD, a CD player in the car. So
Right, yeah.
yeah,
Even at home, like the computers now don't have a CD drive no
yeah.
more. Nothing.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. I have some older DVDs, also with the project of the albums, from 10 years ago, 15 years
right?
ago, and I need to have some external devices to to read them and to import the tracks or stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably evolution of the word, let's
Yeah,
say, but but still we need to I think especially for music, the physical product is something that I really hope that it's not going to die
yeah,
somehow, and that there will be still people who will uh, really like to check the cover as I did when I was a young kid in the 90s or in the
right.
late 80s, and maybe stand there with the lyrics, read the lyrics from start to finish. It's something that we are talking about doing a trilogy like we did, which is
Right.
kind of a suicide because it seems like the attention of the young kids now it's like 2 minutes or even
Yeah.
less. So creating a trilogy of album with a concept story that start from the first album to the last one, where people needs to go through the lyrics and try to understand the story and read through it. It's kind of a commercial suicide, probably,
Right.
because I don't think that any one of the young generation have the patience to stay there and check what is happening and so on.
Uh,
But yeah, we are old school guys, so probably
yeah. Yeah.
that's the
I
thing.
mean, I would say over the last 20, 30 interviews I did,
Yeah,
most of the bands are only putting out singles every 2, 3 months. And then at the
yes.
very end, putting out the album, maybe in a multicolored vinyl or something. This way they'd buy that too. So like
Yeah,
I downloads for each song and stuff like that until the album came out and stuff like that. Me, I particularly like vinyl better than anything.
yeah.
You know?
That is not things that probably I'm too old school for all this.
Yeah,
I still love to think about the great albums that I grew up with, and having the albums and discovering the songs through the album.
right.
Maybe there was okay one single, maybe it was already out and something like that, but all the rest you were dying to discover how the album would have sounded, and
Yeah,
if it was similar to the previous one or different and so on. And that was the most exciting moment for me to go through a new album. Nowadays it's completely different.
definitely.
So when
Definitely.
the album is out, probably you have already heard 80% of it. So there is
Definitely. Yeah,
basically no sense to have a new album, because you already know all the songs and you
true.
have already checked the videos, the everything on Spotify. So
Yep.
it's really a different word.
Yeah. I definitely like the album, especially because of the lyrics. At least I can read them with the CD. I need a
Yeah.
magnifying glass and so small and stuff like that. So I love reading along to the songs when I listen to them, you know?
That was, yeah, no, when I was a kid, that was my special moment, sitting down with a new album and listening all the songs with the lyrics and try to understand what the song was about and what is the topic, why the song had that specific mood compared to what is indicated in the lyrics or written in the lyrics. And that was a special moment for me. And I believe that something like that is probably lost nowadays. Yeah.
Now, this album, is this on AFM Records?
No, it's not AFM Records. This is, we were signed with AFM since 2000, so
Uh-huh.
24 years.
Right.
Unfortunately, AFM is basically disbanded.
Uh-huh.
They are not releasing album anymore because they are just remain as a catalog, a
Oh,
label.
yeah. Yeah.
So after 24 years together with them, we have changed. They wanted to release the album, a last album through AFM,
Mhm.
but since it was a kind of a dying label, we said, okay, we would love to do, but we prefer to go with somebody else who will maybe start from here, and and we signed with a we did a lot of dialogues with a lot of labels in Europe, and big labels also, but we decided when we had a call with this Reaper Entertainment, which is a young label, but it's run by two former Nuclear Blast guys, and also Atomic Fire guys who were very they have this. It was immediately clear that they had the same vision of music as we had. As we were discussing, we are a little bit, old school. We like to have people with the same passion and view of how music was done back in the days, and that immediately clicked, and we signed with them, and we are very happy so far.
Cool, cool. And this is your 12th studio album. That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot too many probably. uh, you
You know?
know, it's the passion of doing music, and write songs, and express yourself through music.
Hmm.
We had a kind of a strange career, because we are, after so many years, we are probably now at the peak of the of how Elvenking are seen around. We have never had so many tour opportunities, tour offers, and so on.
Hmm.
So after so many years, it seems like the people are kind of rediscovering us, and it's like a great thing.
Cool, cool. How'd you come up with the concept of your stage show?
Well, we want to, we want to music to be something that have some visual aspect as
Right.
well. We want the crowd to be, inside our lyrical concept, our visual. So we try to express our ideas musically and also visually.
Right.
So that is why we use costume and makeups to have a more interaction with the crowd in terms of what we want to express
Hmm.
with our philosophical idea. Let's say we are, deep into paganism, lyrical ideas, and we want to express also that visually.
Cool, cool. I mean, I love it because I'm a photographer and I want to see stuff like that. So like that's great, you know?
Yeah, great.
Cool, cool. Let's go down some of the tracks and tell me a little bit about each song, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Let's start off Season of the Owl.
Well, the Season of the Owl is the opening track of the album. We wanted to have something fast and punchy since the beginning, so it's one of the heaviest
Mhm.
track on the album, I would say. Still, it is very melodic, and it has some reminders of the very first period of Elvenking, probably from the demo to Oak Woods Bestowed. So it kind of remind some of the very primitive Elven King, but it's still a very punchy and heavy opener for the album.
Cool, cool. Track number two, Luna, which is one of my favorite tracks on the album. Tell me a
Great.
little bit about that song.
Yeah, it was immediately we felt it was a good single. It's a short song, but it goes directly into what we want to express in terms of melodies and approach to our music. There is double bass, but there is still a lot of melodies coming out. There is some folky touch, and we chose as main single for the album for this reason.
Cool, cool. Number three, Gone Epic. I looked on today's on YouTube. You have 106,000 views already on that thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah, it
know?
was just released some week, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
it was the second single, yeah,
Hmm.
and we felt after Luna to have a more mid-tempo and more melodic song with a more folky touch, with a lot of folk atmospheres, and we felt it was another good option for a singles, because
Cool.
it was more accessible, probably also to who to those who like more melodic stuff and more folky and dreaming stuff.
Cool,
So
cool. And the video is great, right?
yeah, thank you.
Cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Stormcarrier, next track, four.
Yeah, Stormcarrier instead is another very, kick in the teeth song with a lot of double bass, very fast song. We have a guest vocalist there is the singer from Fintroll, Brad, who is doing the growling vocals. So we have this mixture between a melodic base of music with a lot of aggressive vocals and a very melodic chorus. So it's a little bit of everything there.
Cool. Track number 5 is Starbath.
Starbath instead is a pure folk song. Let's say
Uh,
we could also have done it without any electric guitars, just acoustic,
right.
because there is a lot of folk stuff. There is folk instruments as well. We have some real, hardy-gardy bagpipes, tin whistles played by some very great folk musician that we know,
Uh-huh.
and it's a pure folk song, and I think that we made it heavy, but it's a pure folk song, let's say.
Cool, cool. Track number 6, On These Haunted Shores, which is another one of my favorite songs.
That is another very heavy song, let's say. It has some reminders of, some good old death metal from the 90s and some Bathory related atmosphere. It has very pagan melodies as well, especially in the chorus. And I think that it can easily brought you to this pagan lands that we wanted to.
Cool. The Ghosting.
The Ghosted instead is a very different song from the rest. It's a kind of gothic ballad or something like that. It's a more 90s gothic theme. It's something different from the rest, and still it reminds some of our material, like the Divided Art, which is one of the most famous song by us. So it's a different song, let's say.
Track number 8, Throes of Atonement, which
Throes
also
Of Atonement.
that video today it's at 223,000 views.
Yes, that was the first song we proposed to the people for the new album. Funny story about this is that our new record label, Reaper Entertainment, decided that this would be the first song,
Mhm.
and me and Damna, the singer, said, okay, but this would have been the very last, the least, we would never have chosen that song for a single,
Uh-huh.
because at a certain point, we even didn't want to include it in the album because we felt it was not good enough.
Wow.
And they said, okay, but we love it. And basically they had, the right, the right idea, because it reminds a little bit also of our first albums, like that, and the people appreciate it for this reason a lot.
Cool, cool. Track number 9, The Weeping, which is another one of my favorites. I got a lot of favorites on this album.
That is the most tragic, let's say, and sad song. It is obviously related to the concept, and it's the moment in which the main character is dying, and it's the most tragic song, and it's a lot influenced by a lot of doom metal, let's say, or very melancholic stuff. It has
Right.
some acoustic. A lot of acoustic stuff, and it is a very sad song, let's say.
Cool, cool. And last track, Readers of the Ruins, Book 2.
Yeah, that is the grand finale, not only of this album, but of the whole trilogy. So we wanted to have the most epic song possible
Right.
in terms of everything. So it's a 11-minute long song. So we did it. We put it everything we could, from acoustic stuff to obscure stuff to blast beats to a lot of epic stuff. So it's the right finale for everything.
Cool, cool. Are you going to keep the ball rolling with Readers of the Ruins? There will be another 4-1 after that?
No,
No?
that is
Okay.
the very last one. We are working on this trilogy since 2018 at least. So it's like 6 years that we are working on this thing. And we really cannot wait to put it on the side and do something, because it was also challenging, to write all the songs to a concept, trying to get the songs connected to the lyrics with a certain mood. And we really cannot wait to go back to write with freedom and, without being linked to this concept. It was a great experience, but I think we are done with that.
Cool, cool. Do you have any shows coming up you like to talk about?
Yeah, basically we just returned. We did a long tour in January and February. It was like 35 days around Europe. It was a big package of band called the Pagan Fest with Ailstorm and Siferum, Tyrann, Idefog. It was great. So we did a lot of shows in Europe. Now we are recharging the batteries a little bit, and we are starting again in April. In April with some shows, and then we have a full summer of festivals.
Mhm.
Probably we are going to Japan in autumn, and then we cannot wait to return to the US. Maybe in 2026. We have been there last year and was amazing experience and great welcoming from the US.
Cool,
You
cool.
know.
You have any merchandise you like to talk about and where people could get it?
Yeah, we do have a new US based shop that we didn't have before. So we have new shops that you can find in our website or Facebook and stuff.
Uh-huh.
There is a lot. You can pre-order the album there, and obviously pre-ordering album is a great thing for us. So everyone who can pre-order the album will help us a lot. And there is a lot of new merch also. So go and grab it.
Cool, cool. If people want to get in touch with you personally, how can they?
We try to answer personally to the most messages as possible. Sometimes they are a little bit too much, but we try to reach out through Instagram, especially or through Facebook. Now maybe it's used a little bit less, but Instagram probably is the easiest thing. We all the band members are there. You can find us, linked us. But if you can go to elvenking.official,
Mhm.
and you can write us there, and you can also connect with us and have you know questions and answers easily.
Cool, cool. What are your hopes for this album once it's released?
What's the hope?
Yeah.
I'm too old to have some hopes.
Uh-huh.
I don't have any big hopes. I just the only hope is that people will appreciate, because for especially nowadays, an album can see like just a bunch of songs, but behind that there is a lot of work. Maybe months and months or even years of songwriting, arranging, producing, recordings, promoting, and a lot of stuff. So there is a lot of work that people maybe don't understand all the time, but it is great if people really can listen to it with the way we were saying before, with a little bit of attention, maybe giving the songs a few spin, not
Uh-huh.
going through to the singles because they are catchy and they are immediately, I remember when I was a young kid, maybe there were songs that at first listen I didn't like at all because they are a little bit more complicated and they need 5, 6 spins to
Uh-huh.
get into. And it would be great if also younger generation can go through it and have the patience to live the albums as we did back in the days.
Cool, cool. Is music everything you thought was going to be in your career?
Any sorry?
Do you feel that music through your whole career you achieved what you wanted?
Yeah, I think so. As I said, what the only thing I wanted back in the days was to release an album with my song, to have the possibility to show to people my songs. Now, with 12 albums or something
Right.
under the belt, I believe that I have expressed and we have expressed a lot of ourselves through the music, and it is great to receive a lot of messages from fans that can really feel the same what we wanted to express, and that is the best thing for us
Cool,
ever.
cool. When you were younger, did you collect anything?
I collected musical CDs. You know, as I told you, I
Uh-huh.
have a lot. Comics. I have, comics that I'm still collecting after a lot of stuff, and then some musical, stuff that I'm selling now because I really too many things at home. I don't have space, so I need to make space, and often you feel like you have too many things that you maybe don't need it for sure, but I like to collect things because they are everything that I see still reminds me of the special moment when I bought it. I still remember
Uh-huh.
what I felt when I was maybe 16 or 17, and I found that specific instrument or comic or CDs, and I felt still felt the emotion that I used to to experience.
Cool. How's it feel when you have fans coming up for an autograph?
That is, I still feel a bit embarrassed because I feel like, okay, you don't need to ask for autograph or anything like that. It's really embarrassing sometimes, but it is a great thing, because I did the same when I was a young guy, and it was very important that, the musician that I felt like a hero was maybe kind to me, or maybe spent a few minutes to talk with me. For me, it was very, very important. So I try to do the same because I understand how can be, even if I felt there is no reason to be, so uh, this way, but I feel that I remember when I was a kid and I tried to be as smart as possible and as kind as possible with the person and try to answer all the question, everything they want to know about.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I collect a lot of things. I got comic books too and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But right now I'm into collecting guitar picks. So
Guitar picks are great.
yeah,
Yeah, that is another thing that they ask us all the time, and often, a lot of time I don't have it anymore to give away, but
uh,
there is something that they ask us a lot. So yeah,
cool. Well, Aiden, it was great talking to you, and I wish you the
thank
best
you,
with the new album that
thank you
comes
very
out
much.
next month. And
Yeah.
would you like to say anything to the fans in ending?
Well, as said, if you like the band, obviously every pre-order can help us, and it's a great thing for those who do not know us. If you want to have a listen, just have a listen. Maybe you can find something interesting. And as I said, I really hope that in this world of Spotify and very low attention, there are still people out there that have the time and passion to go through music like ours, metal music in general, which maybe needs a lot of more, time to get into it. So I hope that new generation will do it, and the old generation maybe still be as faithful as we were back in the days, and still buying CDs and keep the music alive.
Cool, cool. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you a lot.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thanks. Thank you very much.